check the audio. That looks relatively okay. If it's unbalanced, do let me know, because I've had to do some emergency patches. But welcome to, well, double welcome really. This is the beginning of both the Misadventurers League and the beginning of our first AP Tales of the Third Spire. Very momentous occasion. I have managed to amass 3 of, quite frankly, the best people I could find.
You're the best of what's available.
You're the best of the people who responded. Okay, that was supposed to come out significantly more flattering than it did. Oh god.
The best of the worst.
I think I'm...
What can I say? I am always present.
That you are. But no, this is going to be a whole new AP, starting from today, every Saturday, till the end of time, possibly, hopefully, maybe. I am going to shut up and let everyone else introduce themselves. Shall we start clockwise or counterclockwise?
You're the DM.
Let's go clockwise.
We'll go clockwise then. You're chaos, so I'll go to Josh.
Who is that?
Over you.
It's me. When you say introduce ourselves, just ourselves?
Just yourselves, and your character as well, why not?
Cool.
We'll do it 2 in 1.
Cool, we'll do it 2 for. Hi, I'm Josh, Joshua if you want. Call me whatever you want, so long as it's not late for dinner. You can find me on Twitter at Joshy Longlegs. I am going to be playing the half-elf sorcerer called Vindir. They are fun. I'll do a visual description as well. Hair not dissimilar from how mine is now, actually, but probably closer to black. He's kind of got a little bit of a scar on the left side of his face, just coming short of crossing over his eye. Generally seen wearing like a long trench coaty kind of thing, a big white, originally white, now sort of like smoke-stained magnolia, smoke-stained magnolia shirt, smoke-stained magnolia shirt, notably a sort of steampunky mechanical arm on his left side, standing at a fairly average 5'10", he said, fully aware of the company he's in, and is a nice guy. Is that good? Was that an introduction?
That was definitely a better introduction than I did. You didn't insult all your players halfway through. Right. You know.
I think I did actually. I did do a little drive-by.
A little. But okay, we'll move on down then. I don't know what to actually call you, Mike, because I just
Mike is
because
fine.
Mike doesn't actually appear as a name on the entire.
On any of
No,
them.
no, I am the man of 1,000 pseudonyms.
Mike the Mask.
I am Mike. I am a relatively experienced TTRPGer with limited stream experience, because why would anyone want this guy on their stream? I stand at a very average 5'10", but my character, Geo, the Earth Genasi fighter, stands at a freakishly tall 6'3". Anyone who's taller than that, just, weird. Let's throw some shade back, Josh.
I love how we're getting this dynamic already. It hasn't even been 10 minutes yet, and it's already snipes back and forth.
I enjoyed the first stream of the Misadventurers League, although it was quite combative between the players.
It's almost like the session 0 didn't work.
I know, weird. There is, what interesting things to know about Geo. Yeah, Earth Genasi, grey skin, long black hair, adorned in chainmail, very young looking, and yeah, kind of gruff but lovable, he likes to think. Whether he is or not, up to you.
Well then, I think it's the last but not least. There we go. I was about to say last of all, but no, that's last but not least. AJ.
Well, I might be the least because I am the shortest. A perfectly satisfactory 5'6". Nobody needs more than that. Anyway, My character is called T4B. He's an artificer, rather.
Okay.
He looks like this. Rather than giving a description, I'll say he looks like that. He's got a crossbow there. I won't say what race he is because he doesn't really take his armor off, so nobody really knows apart from him. He is quite mischievous, not especially adherent to authority, but he does like adventure and the odd jape or two. I'm sure there will be some of those coming up.
Yeah, funny about the not being the race thing. Question marks didn't look too well on the font, so I may have already given your secret away on the overlay. Yeah, I blew that one up.
Well, you could at least have told me. But anyway, yeah, so I may as well just say then he's a high elf.
Yes. Whoops. So you go when you got actually. There was something on my list of things to do that I forgot to do, and it was to blank out your.
No biggie.
There you go.
No biggie.
I knew there was something on my list.
He obviously took the helmet off at some point.
Anyway. So, are we all ready to begin?
Who are
Definitely.
you? Who are you? We don't know who you are.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, good point.
yeah,
I forgot myself, did I? Look, I'm not important. I just say the words. I'm Hedgehog, which, you know, if you were living under a rock, the amount of tweets I was saying about this. Yeah, I am probably the rookie of the entire group by a country mile and a half. That's fine. It's fine.
He's saying we're old.
I am. Yeah, I'm insinuating you're.
That's all right.
It's fine. No, it's fine. Yeah, I generally will be here for most of the part, just DMing and trying to basically come up with crap on the fly, as I probably am not going to be expecting half of what's about to happen. I think that's it from me in terms of me. I'll do promo-y things at the end, because I also have a long list of thank yous, which is probably going to be extremely long. Because we
You just crossed 3 names off that straight away. I mean, you know.
Because I will say this, right? Never launch a D&D campaign when Wizards of the Coast decide to implode on themselves. It is the worst possible time to say, hey, we've started an AP, we've been planning for like 2 months. So that was very interesting to go and do. Thankfully, within like the past 24 hours, it appears that they've completely, touch wood, U-turned on everything that they've said.
That's the power of unions,
Now?
people.
Yes.
Power of unions, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, listeners, watchers, viewers. So I don't know how much Hedge has warned people. You've got 3 people here that are pretty union forwards and pretty enjoying of bureaucratic processes. Talk about a nightmare blunt rotation.
As long as we don't have a party conference, we're fine. You know. But no, I'm ready. I hope everyone watching is ready. I was about to say at home, that doesn't seem quite right, does it?
Everyone, are you sitting comfortably?
Yes, are you? I mean, I
Yeah,
am. I've got a nice comfy chair for this one. I got rid of the desk chair and got the living room chair up, so I have to be comfortable.
Can I implement a segment before we've even started? Just
Go
because I
for
like
it.
pre-game chat.
Go for it.
Can we do a bev check? See what bevs people are beving on. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean,
It just feels natural. I don't know.
well, I'm drinking apple and blackcurrant cordial because it keeps me awake. If you want to go next, Joshy.
It's just because I want to just slightly talk about it.
Okay, go on then.
So my local supermarché has started selling some of that CBD drink thing,
Interesting.
and I'm cutting down on alcohol generally because of my relationship with it. And I've currently got a sparkling raspberry and guava good raise beverage,
Ooh.
and let's do a live first taste. It's in one of them because it's a D&D stream. Tastes all right.
If you start floating towards the ceiling, towards the end of the stream.
Can I check? Was that raspberry and guava or raspberry and guano? Because they're very
All three.
For that added pep.
Yeah.
I mean, I am on coffee. Anyone who knows me will know I'm generally on coffee. Coffee and I have a very complicated relationship in which I drink lots of it, and it is an addiction and nothing to do with coffee. It's all my fault.
It owns you.
It owns my soul.
I have an empty mug which did have coffee in it because I've drunk 2 in the last 20 minutes because that's my relationship with coffee.
Okay, so Pedro starts bouncing off the ceiling and Joshua starts floating towards the ceiling. We know what's going on there.
Yep.
Right. Now I think we can begin. I need to bring Roll20 up. It's good if you're prepared for this kind of stuff, isn't it?
It's all right. It's fine. No one's watching.
Yeah, it's like no one's watching. It's fine.
It's just a home game.
Let's just change the. Let's just change the music. See if it's actually gonna. There we go. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Because Roll20 is terrible audio balancing. In fact, it's really terrible audio balancing. That's way too loud. Let me know in a chat if that's good level. I'm still mastering Roll20's terrible audio pitch. There we go.
I think it'll be fine.
I think it'll be fine, yes. So, there we go. So, the world of Debleron, where we're taking our story in. God, that was so bad. It's a continent, shrouded in intrigue and mystery, once ruled under the iron fist of the Imperium. And, oh, is it good? Possibly down slightly. No problemo. Let's go down one more. There we go. Let's hope that's a little bit better. So, we're good. So the Imperium, yes. A mysterious and sudden event known as the Collapse put a violent end to their rule. In a single flash, they were gone, and nobody could remember what happened. With no leadership, and no sort of official civilization, really. Most cities and towns fell to rubble. The mortal races of Debleron began the process of rebuilding and reforging society. From the rubble of a destroyed world rose 3 new powers. The Kingdom of Richerus, the Guberat Majocracy, and the Dawngarsh Alliance. Each with their own ideas and ideals about how to rule. Each of these nations exist in a ring around the continent, with the mysterious and deadly wildlands occupying the centre of the island, cutting off easy travel. It makes getting around difficult as you have to loop around and around and around. Never a quick journey in Debleron. But, to be fair, none of that really concerns us right now. Maybe in the future, not right now. But for now, our story takes us to a very small caravan with a group of rookie adventurers, freshly minted from the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild after passing their initiation quest. So, who are these adventurers and what are they doing in the caravan? A single caravan, for reference. It's just 2 horses, 2 seats at the top, 2 seats at the back, and a whole load of cargo in the middle.
Well, Finn, although not necessarily skilled in, driving, will be at the front and will have certainly submitted himself as a driver, steerer.
I'd say you probably
of
have
the
a driver
carriage.
with you. You're more
we've got a
guards.
driver.
You're more guards more than actually doing the caravan.
Still out the front. Still there.
Likes to be at the front.
likes to just sort of have an eye on what's going on, and more than anything is ignoring anything that T4 might be up to. It's sort of more of a look. If I can't see what T4 is up to, I don't have to worry about what T4 is up to. Certainly, they're sort of watching, taking stuff in, and generally waiting, just waiting for whatever will happen, happens.
What will be, will
Cryptic,
be.
innit? Yeah. Que sera, sera, you know?
Well, I mean, Geo will be probably sat at the back, legs dangling out, watching the road behind, keeping an eye on the horizon, and randomly dropping things to see what sound they make as they hit the floor. Anything, really. Anything that's to hand, as long as it's not owned by him.
Does this include cargo boxes that might have actually been part of the dispatch?
I mean, not whole cargo boxes, but if there was a cargo box that contained, say, I don't know, 130 ceramic dolls, there might be 129 in there now.
T4B,
Why would we be transporting those? I don't know, but I've just decided we are.
we might be.
Yeah.
T4B is obviously also sat at the back, keeping an eye on the surrounding horizons, watching for any danger that might happen. But I get the feeling it's been a long enough journey for him to have grown a little bit bored. Every now and again, he is using his mage hand to stop things from hitting the floor that Geo is dropping, and putting them back in the box. Every now and again, he's taking things out of boxes and giving them to Geo to drop. But yeah, otherwise he's sort of, generally half paying attention to what's going on around.
Yeah. Would anyone have liked to have grabbed a newspaper on the way?
Absolutely.
I was going to say that's the adult of the group's thing to do, isn't it?
Am I the designated? I'm the adult. Oh well, I'm mum.
If I had
Mum
grabbed it would now be 3 miles down the road. So
That's true.
Page by
Yeah,
page.
Geo just there like sports section, huh?
God. Well, the newspaper. I mean, you picked it up at Sagehaven, which is the last
Sure.
stop before the last note to Willowshire, which is your destination. I mean, it's an average day's worth of news. Nothing really interesting going on aside from the fact that, once again, the three powers are pretty much each other's throats, threatening to, invade if someone dare do something silly or stupid. There is, however, so newspapers in Deblaron are printed through Magitech printing presses, which enables them to embed moving images and audio recordings into them. Pardon me. Which means essentially it's rudimentary television to a little to the unsatisfied, to the unordained. And every week, the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild always takes out a 1-page advert in the paper, and as you're flicking through the paper, there it is, halfway through, without fail, the big 1-page spread. And in it is just this black and white photo of the what was called the Guild Master of the Adventurers Guild, but recently rebranded to CEO. Just because that sounded a lot more businesslike. And you can put your hand on it, as you do, to activate the motion detection on it, and it kind of suddenly stops and plays a little bit of music of its own. Oh god, that is way too loud. No, just note to self. Note to self.
So Bin, what
Mute.
happens is Bin touches it and then like
blasts out.
just quickly just like slides the finger down to bring the volume down.
Yeah.
Imagine the horses get spooked.
The whole caravan draws to a halt quickly, and it goes, "Calling all brave souls and daring hearts. Are ye tired of the mundane life of a farmer or blacksmith? Are ye yearning for adventure and excitement? Look no further than the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild is recruiting new members. We are a band of fearless warriors, cunning thieves, and wise sorcerers who embark on daring quests to vanquish fearsome monsters. From searching for lost treasure to rescuing damsels in distress, we've done it all. But don't just take our word for it. Hear from what some of our satisfied adventurers have to say." And it cuts to this, like, clearly a paid actor who really does. It has no like will to be here. "I used to be a simple peasant, but now I'm a renowned hero with a chest full of gold." And at the bottom, it just says Eric the Brave. And then switches to this woman with ginger.
Does it
gold
say
locks.
below that in even smaller font saying actors, not real?
At the bottom left-hand corner, in the smallest font possible, it says, "These are paid actors, not actually adventurers of the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild. Steelhaven Adventurers Guild bears takes no liability for any adventurers taken on through this methodology." This woman goes, "I've always dreamed of being a wizard, and now I am one, and I even defeated a dragon. It was magical, Mary the Wise." And then it goes, this cuts to this half-masked man. "I used to be a simple thief, but now I'm a master thief, with a reputation of being the best in the land." And then it says Jack the Swift. And then underneath that it says bounty, 10,000 pieces. It cuts back over to the CEO. "If you think you have what it takes to join our ranks, come visit us at the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild, conveniently located in Steelhaven. We'll be waiting for you with open arms and swords." And then that's out. Just sort of leaving the paper flopping there.
T4B's immediate response is,
That sounds interesting. Maybe we should sign up.
There's just like a slow turn, like a couple of blinks,
Oh yeah.
and a shift forward of like, all right. Does the message align with the welcome that we received at Steelhaven when we individually went there to join up?
Oh yeah, like the
Okay.
yeah. This is not like new things for Steelhaven. This is classic them behavior.
So like when you get there, it's like a university open day.
yeah, there's like
And-
people in cosplaying adventurers basically trying to get you to sign up to courses.
I mean, they have been known to, use paid actors to make the guild seem bigger than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Paid actor adventurers. I mean, they've almost unionized at the end of the day. There's that many of them now.
Just to part the kimono ever so slightly, there are two people here that work as paid actors at least. Who are here like, "Oh yeah, I've actually seen that job ad."
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've done that job.
done that, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of. This is relatively new in the sense it's only been like 10 years since I've started doing this. Essentially, the way it goes is the CEO of the Adventuring Guild hired a bunch of philosophers who were supposed to help them, do thinking and research, and they were basically just sitting there being useless. Just as he was about to fire them, they developed something. They developed a new branch of science called social science, and said that, hey, we can do research into that. So they didn't get fired. And again, nothing happened for ages until they were going to get fired again. Then they said they came up with a brand new field of science worthy of study, and they called it marketing. And conveniently, they just so happened to have friends who knew how marketing worked. So they ended up getting hired, and now they have a marketing department who sit on their asses and do pretty much nothing until someone shouts and then they produce something. And they're not even thinking about it at this point. This is where all these ads come from. It's just literally them sitting there going, well, if we don't make something, we're going to get fired. So should we just go buy some actors and go do this? The problem is the CEO. He's quite dense. His wisdom score is low. He just signs a dotted line. As long as there's money coming in and the vaults are full, to be honest, he doesn't care what it gets spent on. So yeah, so
I've met this guy, I'm sure.
you probably all have, in all fairness.
Dear me.
But yes, I digress from the morning paper. You know, it's just typical of Steelhaven to do something like that. The journey from Steelhaven to your destination, Willowshire, has been pretty simple. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. This is not an adventure. This is babysitting. And it doesn't...
Oh,
go on.
I meant to ask, who's our driver?
Your driver is a agent who works in the Steelhaven Department of Logistics. He's a human man called Vincent, quite a simple, plain man. Spends his days carting supplies backwards and forwards. Not much of a talker. I think he's used to caravanning alone. So, yeah, I mean, he takes a few liberties and has to stop and go, oh my god, there's people around, I can't really do that. Before, resuming his duties.
So is it obvious that we're cramping his style?
Oh yeah, he's
Right.
not happy with. He's not happy. It's just
Right.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why you're here. Like historically, the route between Steelhaven and Willowshire, while yes, it does get quite barren towards the end, you don't normally send guards like this. And from what you guys can tell, the cargo's not that particularly precious either. I mean,
That's Joe throwing it out the back.
throwing it
Yeah,
out,
that's
yeah.
probably for the best.
There are a few like locked boxes in the middle of everything that's got special locks on that you can't open. But like the general ones you can are just, general supplies, farm tools, seeds, fertilizer, the sort of stuff a village would need. A few iron ingots, a couple of barrels of ale, which I'm not going to say do or do not get to their destination in one piece.
I imagine they make a wonderful sound as they're being thrown off. Boil, boil,
Oh.
boil.
Oh, Gio may like causing chaos, but he's not going to throw ale over the side.
You don't waste alcohol.
He may make sure the ale ends up over the side at the end of a very long process, which begins with him drinking it.
Well, with regards to Vincent being up front,
Yep.
been like while leafing through the newspaper and sort of looking around and say, so the delivery business, eh? A logistics man. I bet you must see a lot.
Oh yeah, I see an awful lot. I mean, it's an interesting life, so long as you don't mind the occasional bandit raid. Although you just follow protocol, which is to surrender and hand everything over.
Ah, sure, yes. You it's gonna like take out a little pocket watch. You get many bandit raids?
The occasional, not many. I mean, this route is pretty safe, but if you're starting to go towards the north, past Steelhaven, maybe towards Idpud and that kind of area, that gets a bit dicey, but that's true of any of the borders. Whenever you're crossing any border between the three nations, it always gets a bit dicey. But hey, I appreciate you doing this. I know you're being paid to do this, and this is quite possibly the most boring, set of goals you'd ever make. But, I'm
Hey,
sure
man.
something will pop up.
Hey, look, a job's a job. It you You read much?
I
It's,
This-
and basically,
this
what it
awkward
is
small
like
talk.
I feel like Vincent is very good at like coming to the end of a point and not leaving any room
Yes.
for like a
Just
conversation.
closing it down.
And so Ben, it just keeps like
injecting
talking
something
about
else.
just yeah.
It's constantly adding another plot point. It's like, please stop. I'm trying to drive. I can't talk and drive.
Probably looks over to Ben, like looks for like a volume knob or something.
Just from the back of the wagon here, I spy with my little eye something beginning with R.
Is it your ass?
No.
Dang.
Anyway,
Yes.
sorry. He's continue.
It's fine.
Just killing time.
This is the best part. No, it's been a simple victory. It's taken about 9 days of consistent traveling. Coming down the main Steelhaven road, then turning off, heading towards Sagehaven, which was the last stop, and then the final stint to Willowshire itself. Once you pass Sagehaven, the path starts to become rougher, less well maintained. The cobbles start to disappear as it becomes dirt. You start to see what look like possible bandit camps, and it's kind of like, oh, like this could be it, but they're all empty. Just nothing. Just one after the other, after the other. But hey, I mean, you know, I wouldn't moan at free gold for sitting there all day.
How much more travel do we have to do from the point we're at to essentially, are we nearly there yet?
You are nearly there yet, because just as you say that, the village of Willowshire appears in the distance.
Fabulous.
The road very suddenly becomes good again. The cobbles come back. The first thing you see for Willowshire in the distance is a collection of very hastily made and poorly made shacks. Not particularly well constructed, not particularly opulent either, and they seem to be on the to the side of the main village. That quite quickly moves out of your view as the main village proper appears. A quaint little place. The first thing you see past that little shanty town, if you like, is the church. There is a church to the deity Moradin up on the hill. I say to Moradin, I mean that's a bit of a misnomer really, because all churches are to Moradin. There is only Moradin, and that is all there is to worship. There's no one else. Don't ask. Less questions, the better.
I've heard that about Moradin.
Yes, it's like there's only one. That's fine.
He's a very jealous god.
That sort of
Have you been
brings-
praying to other gods? Let me see your prayer book.
Like, you better not. Not if you value your life. Past the church is the main village square, which is where Vincent stops the caravan. It's a nice little village square, fountain in the middle. The right of that is a few market stalls, I think particularly opulent or not interesting, I'd say. There's a blacksmith the other side, and adjacent to that is the most important part of any village, the tavern, which is called the Sleeping Bard, as its name. The caravan grinds to a halt, and Vincent gets off and begins the process of unloading it. He goes into the tavern quickly to go get the reward, and comes back out with 3 gold pouches for you all. This contains 25 gold each. However, if we're talking Steelhaven Protocol, you have to pay 20 of that back when you get back to the guild. Obviously, there's no banking system here, so you're trusted to carry the money back. But it's technically your money for the moment, so do with that what you will. So Vincent is going to stay and unload, and it's now up to you to find your way back. Now, Steelhaven Protocol generally states that you should never travel without an adventure. That's unprofitable. Every trip has to have some sort of profit to it. So you're encouraged to find local work and use that as an excuse to travel. Conveniently, almost as if by chance, there happens to be a bounty board outside the tavern. Quite a nice little bounty board, quite a nice little tavern. Do you want to go look at it? Do you want to have a look around?
We should definitely check out the bounty board.
Absolutely. I will. First of all, I'll help Vincent unload, taking care to unload the 1 barrel of beer that was delivered for the tavern, and yes, and several unopened boxes, and then I'd like to have a look at the bounty board and probably have a drink.
While we're doing that, what I'll do is, so did you, out of interest, Mike, did Gio drink that beer, or have you stashed the barrel elsewhere?
Gio would have been drinking the beer over the course of the 9-day journey.
Okay.
He hasn't drunk it all today. I'm sure we all partook in a cup of ale.
Well, I mean,
Only if Vincent did.
Yeah, T4B doesn't really drink, but what he will do is he will tap the spigot of the beer barrel and make it smell like it's off. And explain to Vincent that, oh, well, you know, this one's obviously no good. You'll have to, you'll have to explain that. Yeah.
Yes. That's fine. I mean, thankfully, no one notices.
Okay.
Just like I rolled for that one. You're lucky. No one's questioning it yet, so you're okay. So the bounty board. There are 3 jobs on the bounty board. 2 of them are painfully insulting. So the first one is for a woman called Mrs. Knock, who is missing her cat. It's 2 silver pieces for the cat's safe return. The cat responds to the name Tibbles. The Penfold Estate, which is the nice mansiony area towards the back of the village, needs more farm hands for the upcoming harvest. That's 1 copper piece per hour. Something a bit more up your street, however, is that there is reports of a goblin bandit camp being set up nearby. And the innkeeper will pay 5 gold pieces for it to be investigated and potentially destroyed. It just says, see innkeeper for more details, if interested.
How much was it to find Mrs. Knock's cat?
That was 2 silver pieces.
2 silvers.
If you want to go
just under 7 silvers each. So just under 7 coppers, rather, isn't it?
Yeah. 7 coppers each, and then 1 for Vincent.
Who at this
Or something
point
like
is
that. No, that's
wondering.
not right.
Yeah, I mean that would be an interesting one to explain to the guild ledgers as to why the party decided that finding a cat was a required adventure.
Look, certain things are within people's skill sets. All right.
Look, if you want to go find Tibbles, I am not going to say you can't go find Tibbles. I can't imagine it being a particularly difficult quest.
I mean, how much are lodgings gonna cost us? Because if we can save the cat, pay the lodgings, and
around here, you're kind of looking probably 5 copper a night. It's the lodgings themselves are relatively dirt cheap. Obviously, drinks aren't included in that. So that's kind of how they get you. It's cheap lodgings, expensive drink.
The kitty quest will get us a good night's rest, and then we can go goblin hunting in the morning.
What sort of time of day is it, please?
It is early morning.
Oh,
we're
brilliant.
talking
Yeah, so we've
probably
got loads of
9
time.
Yeah, you got the whole day. Yeah, it's 9:10 a.m. at the moment. If you
I mean, am I being ridiculous?
No,
It's like,
Well,
look, that cat, like, obviously, I'm guessing it's not like classic. You can only accept. You can only
No,
have
no.
one active quest at
no,
a time.
you can if you want to take all of them. If you want to find the bandits and find Tibbles at the same time. If you,
Yeah,
if you want
I
to be
think-
farmhand and do it for Tibbles while you're harvesting stuff.
I think the
I
real
would die
Tibbles-
for Tibbles.
I think the real Tibbles is the friends we made along the way.
yeah. I mean, we'd have to work for like 6 or 7 hours each on the farm to make the same money that we would get finding Tibbles.
Well, that sounds like someone who's got an intelligence stat. Ben will say. I mean, cats are quite easy to find if you know where to look. This one says it responds to Tibbles, which, I mean, how many cats are called Tibbles, right?
Loads.
Is there a picture of Tibbles?
There's kind of a badly drawn, like tabby cat almost depiction.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't done by a professional artist. This looks like an old woman who's trying to describe her cat in visual form.
Cool. Okay, so it's not a mug shot.
No.
It's not like Tibbles. Wanted, alive. Tibbles must answer for his crimes.
And if we find a cat that's better than Tibbles, maybe she'll pay us more.
We could try to upsell her on a new cat. Yes, this is a good idea. He's gonna like get in like quite close to the two. Like, this thing about the goblins, man. It kind of, I don't know. It feels kind of racist. Like, why did it mention that they're goblin bandits instead of just bandits?
Well, just maybe to make us aware of particular dangers that goblins might present.
But I mean-
Identification purposes.
Yeah. Like,
But then
just in case
why-
we attack the wrong camp,
Also, there are other bandits that are not goblins
maybe.
that are fine.
Or maybe they could be other refugees or whatever, like the shanty town that's just outside.
Oh, but they're clearly not bandits. They did not try to mug us. Look, all it says is, look, we don't have to kill them, right?
Yeah.
We can just say, hey,
We just got to
what's
clear them
going
out.
on here?
We can
We're
ask them
from
to
the
move
town.
along,
Move along. Find a new place.
and then that way we might get paid to do the same job further down the road.
And we can split the gold with the goblins.
Maybe. Could get a good racket going on.
I mean, and all they have to do is be like scary.
Yeah.
And then we can stride into town like, no, fear not.
Yeah. We can be like the three amigos, just turning up and,
We are sort of three amigos, kind of.
well, yeah.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
It's like friends, but are you familiar with like pictures that move?
Anyway,
have you seen
Like in the
the Traveling
newspaper.
Lovers play? Goblin bandits. Cool. We had to speak to the innkeeper about that, didn't we? That's what it
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine we're wanting a drink anyway.
yeah, and we'll just, as we go around the town, we'll keep
Then
an
like
eye out for a
quirks his
kitty.
head at Geo, like,
Yeah.
do you really want another drink? Now, this morning?
I've only had 2 pints.
Sure.
Uh,
Okay.
have the time.
Time. Yep.
So, the Sleeping Bard is, first of all, the only tavern in Willowshire. So, if you don't like the drink here, you're a bit screwed in that regard. It's a middling inn, several rooms, locally sourced drink. The lower floor is rustically styled, wooden windows allow just enough light to come through, but not too much, so it seems too bright. The tables that dot the place look relatively, well, ancient. They've not been refurbed for a long time. The innkeeper is at the bar at the far end. And this is a large 6'5" male human. Introduces himself you all as Brock. He sort of goes, "Well, now then, what do you want? What are you here for? We don't get adventurers here." Or I'm going to say adventurers because, well, you're carrying weapons.
Hello. We saw your notice about the local goblins not being so comfortable around you, and we thought maybe you can tell us a little more about it. What are these goblins doing? You know, are they stealing your property? Are they I don't know, worrying your sheep?
Well, that's the thing. So the plantation owner, Mr. Penfold, his caravans have been getting attacked by a particular band of goblins. And it's only this one band of goblins. It's a slightly bizarre scenario. There are other bandit groups operating in the area, but only this one band of goblins has decided to attack caravans of Mr. Penfold. And a lot of
Why would a
stuff is
band
missing.
attack somebody?
That band as in group of people, not band
No,
as in
not-
musical band.
No.
I mean, I
I
don't know.
was say, did he leave him a poor review? Or...
They could be. Look, they could be a musical goblin band. I guess. I've never had this before. You know, we think they have. Well, we know that all the caravans get struck at the forest just south of the village. So we think, and there's a big think here, that they're camping somewhere in the forest there. It would make sense. It's close to the road. It's, you know, secluded enough you can't be seen till the last moment. We just need these goblins found and gone, preferably. How you do gone is entirely up to you.
Okay. And so these are only affecting Mr. Penfold's caravans?
Yes, only Mr. Penfold's caravans. Although, to be
And he is
fair,
the-
most caravans around here are Mr. Penfold's. It's extremely rare that another caravan comes that isn't for him, as he owns the majority of the village, and you know most supplies come through him. I mean, even we get most of our ale through him.
Is there anybody who doesn't like Mr. Penfold?
Oh, I shouldn't. I shouldn't laugh.
Popular guy, huh?
Not really. He's not a bad guy. Just a bad guy. He cares more for his estate, but he's not a tyrant.
Oh, he's a capitalist.
Yes, I suppose that would be the best way of putting it. He likes his
Sure.
profits, but he's not evil. He doesn't treat people with malice or miscontempt like some people do. He does look after his workers to a degree, but yeah, he isn't popular by that sense.
Okay.
He acts like nobility, but he's actually not nobility.
I mean, there's a lot of them around. Those in the air types.
I see. So we don't know if they are targeting Mr. Penfold's caravan specifically, but it is just the most caravans. If all of the caravans belong to one man, then only his caravans are getting affected.
Yes.
So what we need to do is introduce competition to see if it is just his caravans. And we happen to have arrived with a caravan ourselves, and he sort of looks around for Vincent.
I mean, at this point, Vincent's just kind of like getting ready to like put the back of the tavern, back of the carriage on after finishing his unloading. and so sort of looks back in. Even though he's like probably 20, 30 meters away, it's like he's got sonic vision. It's just like, like sonic hearing. It's like, hang on a minute, someone said my name. Like, I recognize that tone of voice and that accent in my name.
Vincent, don't go anywhere.
I mean, we could just deal with the bandits.
I
Shoot
think
them
we should
on.
check it out. I think we could at least take a look. We could even get a ride part of the way there on the cart if we're quick.
I've not been with the guild that long. I don't really want to diversify my labour strategy.
Well, you see the problem. Oh, I went Welsh.
Easily done.
Easily done.
Apart from when you
see,
slip out of it occasionally, which I will.
For me, it is more a thing of I don't wish to separate people from their labor. You know, so if there's a lot of people that are working but not getting the money for the work, like maybe these goblins are just all they get. Who knows? Fantasy
Maybe there
world
are other
is
ways that
changing.
they could earn their money.
Perhaps we could get them to join the guild.
Maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
Are there many-
There is a refer a friend bonus.
oh, hedge. Oh, hedge. Oh,
Army of
yep.
goblins. Okay, let's.
Army of goblins. I'm so pleased that I took proficiency in persuasion.
Shall we?
How much is being paid for this job?
It's 5 gold overall for the job. However, if you do a good job with it, there are bonuses associated with it, and Mr. Penfold does have some other matters to be looked into.
Okay.
I mean,
What
I'm
about, like-
not a fan of bonuses. I think if a job is worth an amount, it's worth an amount to begin with. But I mean,
Okay.
I suspect that our fine friend, who has a real name, our fine friend like peers at the the name tag, our fine friend
Brock.
is not the one who is setting the reward for this. But perhaps we can later have a conversation with Mr. Penfold and get some equity in his businesses. Because you see, then we can take out money against the equity and buy our own cart, and then use that as a down payment on like a property.
T4B would just sort of pat you on the shoulder and just be like,
and if he really needs convincing, what's worse than a band of goblins is the 3 people who chased away a band of goblins.
Yeah. It's like, there is a part of this that's like, look, if the 3 of us can be intimidating enough to scare away the people that are scaring this man clearly is capable of being scared.
Yes.
But Bin's not saying that.
no.
It's just Josh is like, this smacks of like, oh, oops, accidentally fascists. Ooh.
Okay.
Let us investigate.
Yes, that's probably for the best. I mean, as I said, it's an unfortunate situation. Supplies keep going missing, and you know it. While it doesn't harm us a lot,
just like head turns to Geo.
you know, supplies keep going missing. You know, and it's poking up what little business we get. As you can see, Willowshire is the end of the line for like the roads. So you don't really get anyone coming here actively wanting to be here. You know, opening an inn in a place that has no tourist trade and literally only has its locals is not a good business decision. And I begin to wonder why I bought the place. But you know, and then I have to pay more because I have to pay caravan guards to try and get the ale through. It's ugh.
And
Have
then they
you
only sent 1
considered-
barrel. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Have you considered a life of adventuring? It can be very fulfilling. You
Yeah,
see
it really
here,
does.
and he's gonna go into the newspaper and take out the page that has the Steelhaven thing. You see,
Adverts on.
at the Steelhaven Guild,
Or
You are
would you
treated as-
consider a very low offer for your inn?
I can give you 25 home.
I don't quite think that would cover the cost of the loan I took out to buy the place.
Who
But
was the loan from?
I mean, the loan was from the Bank
Was
of
it-
Sagehaven, not Penfold.
okay.
No, I don't
Right.
take the money from Penfold. That would be a little bit dubious.
Seems foolhardy, yes.
So,
Well, consider this. And Hedge, I'm going to make a massive assumption about this world, and I
Go on.
apologize. Correct me if you'd like.
go on.
Consider this: if you sign your tavern up with the Steelhaven's Adventurers Guild, perhaps treat it as like an outpost, because we are far from Steelhaven. This could be a well-known, a reputable location. Suddenly, all of the bandits stop because they're like, "Oh no, the Steelhaven's Guild. That's where they're based." And then suddenly, your guild has regular patrons. You've got legal protections from the guild as well. And hey, if a dragon strikes, then you've got insurance. Because buddy, insurance. Am I right?
I mean, yeah. So,
T4B will lean in and be like, and you are kind of halfway between Steelhaven and Coalbrookdale. It's kind of like a nice
true.
stopping point.
It's a nice little stopping point.
So, in terms of guild hierarchy, they have the main Steelhaven branch in Steelhaven, and then they have branch offices dotted in each of the regions. So, Willowshire comes under Emrose, which is under the Sagehaven branch.
Okay.
But Sagehaven's so far away, man.
Now, I mean, I don't look.
It didn't take us that long to get there.
It definitely. I mean, look, if you could definitely push and say, "Hey, we could start a new branch office all the way here in Willowshire if you really want us to," that'll be literally. I mean, he can do the paperwork while you're gone.
Right, I'm going to start a new quest under my quest log.
Oh dear.
Sleeping the what is it? The slumbering
Sleeping
bard.
The Sleeping Bard.
Yeah.
Sleeping bard into a Steelhaven outpost. Can we do it? Probably not. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. It is.
Yes.
Look,
I will have a think about it. If you go look at the bandits, I will have a think about it. I have a little bit of knowledge of the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild. I do have a few of their pamphlets. And then he pulls out a bunch of pamphlets that got distributed about 4 or 5 years ago. So they really are out of date with the current marketing matter.
the branding is well
Yes.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because recently
It's not been.
Yeah, since the new marketing department's come around, the logo's changed about 4 times since then.
Oh, we've got a whole new mission statement now as well.
I mean, the legal disclaimer on there is actually very old as well. It's not like the new legal disclaimer.
Bin will take a look at those and so go, oh no, this is old. This is old, and it doesn't even mention the new joining bonuses. And you know the referral scheme. You see, if you were an outpost, you could have people come in with swords and things and say, "Hey, you look like you could be an adventurer, my friend," and then you get cash. It's a cash for adventurers thing, you see. And if you
Yes.
join today, I'll throw in, I don't know, a set of steak knives or whatever.
So the way the referral scheme works is I know what I'm
Gio
about.
just hands you a set of steak knives that he stole off the shipment.
So the way it works is that if you refer someone, you get a 2% cut of everything they make for their adventures, and if they refer someone, you get 1% on that. How do you think Steelhaven managed to go from being a tiny little conglomerate to a medium size? You know, I mean, it's not been
Pyramid
outlawed.
scheme, yeah.
It's not been outlawed in this world.
Oh.
Pyramid schemes do exist.
Hedge, what are you doing to me, bud?
It's fine. If you can convince people
Okay.
to join this pyramid scheme of yours.
Bin just pivots and says, okay, this is it. This is the new plan, okay? So we go to the goblins, we get them to join the guild, and we get each of them, we get them to join under us, and then we get them to get the other goblins to join them. And it's goblins all the way down.
It's goblins all the way down.
Never made a
I
pyramid.
I
out
have
of
I have
goblins.
added that to my notes, Hedge.
Yeah,
So I'm just
that's fine.
just
That
see
is
it.
perfectly fine. I have written in my notes referral scheme brackets pyramid scheme question mark question mark. I just didn't know whether I was going to commit to it or not. But since there seems to be a bit of a want
Don't-
to run a
it's-
pyramid scheme.
It's just me because I'll do this and then I'll unionize everyone.
That's
Hey, don't think of it as like a pyramid. Think of it as like a reversed funnel scheme. You know, where like everything at the bottom is just what filters through.
okay.
It's like trickle down economics.
It's sort of like economics trickle, but it trickles up.
Yeah, okay. It just
But,
dribbles up.
but backwards rather
Yes.
than.
Yes, it goes upstream. Anyway,
Pyramid
we'll leave you to
backwards.
No, I'm
ponder.
lost.
We'll leave you to ponder on that.
Yes.
Here is our card, and it just has our names on it. Use the discount, and it's just an imperceptible stream of like it's like an original
Yeah.
Wi-Fi code string of letters and numbers. Use that. It's fine. Speak to Miriam.
Okay, I'll do that.
There's no Miriam. Uh,
It's Miriam
Okay.
you in a dress.
no, I don't have the.
So, should we go recruit some goblins then?
I'm not going to say
we
no.
step out of the tavern.
So, do you want to hitch a ride with Vincent? He is heading
Yeah.
in that direction. He can drop you off on the way.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
He kind of, as you leave,
Hates us.
he kind of like gets the horses to go, so they're starting to go before you come out.
I use my mage hand to pull back on the horses.
Come on, get in.
I cast magic missile on the horse.
Fireball!
No, it's fine. Yeah,
I use
he
lightning
just
lure
looks-
to pull him towards me.
sort of groans. He's like, "Oh, go on then, get in. I'll take you there." The good news is the trip that would have taken you a couple of hours has now been reduced to about 20 minutes. So you actually get there in record time. The point where he drops you off is the point that Brock later before you left explained was kind of the site of all the attacks. All the attacks take place on the same stretch of road. You don't have to have high survival or high perception to realize why this is where they ambush them. The road turns, there are trees, there's a slight incline as well. So it's very difficult to see what's coming up until you literally hit that corner. This is almost the perfect ambush site. But yeah, he drops you off very, very quickly, hits on the horses to get them to go and move away as quickly as possible.
As he's
Oh,
going,
my wallet!
as he's going, I'm just going to tap like a nail on the side of the cart and just make it really smell of cabbages.
Okay. As
Are
you
you weaponizing prestidigitation?
as the cart goes away, you can just see Vincent for a brief moment, like hold his hand up and just sort of like pinch end of his nose for a second. He's trying to work out what that smell is and where it's coming from. But no,
Can't be cabbage. I threw them all on the road.
Follow the cabbage brick road. Follow the cabbage brick road.
I'm going to set the bottom of this incline. You can just see one lone cabbage, which is one that actually just rolled down after you pushed it out the back. But no, he's dropped you off. There's a forest behind you. There's some clearings in front of you. What would you like to do?
Any signs of activity, tracks?
Tell you what, give me a group perception check. I imagine all of you are perceiving around.
I can do it. Cannot guarantee it will be any good.
That is a dirty 20.
30-20.
That is an unnatural 1.
And I got 50.
Okay. I'm gonna say Bin is just so focused on that cabbage that's rolled down the hill, trying to work out if it is the cabbage that Geo dropped, or is that another cabbage? That's another cabbage. That's strange. That warrants investigation. In terms of T4B and Geo, you notice that it looks like at where the road bends, the grass ever so slightly in this one narrow area seems much more compressed than it does compared to everywhere else. And that leads to a small opening in the trees of the forest that has been very conveniently covered with branches. But when you get close, are actually not attached to anything. You just pull them away. And behind that, and behold, is a trail.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would like to do is to use Merge with Stone. So cast Pass Without Trace, essentially, as my racial trait.
Awesome.
Nice.
So that gives us an hour of +10s to stealth roll.
Yeah. Should we get stealthy?
Bin
I
will
will get
turn
as
and see.
stealthy as I can in chainmail.
Yeah, Bin will turn and see Geo doing this and be like, what is it, the cabbages? Don't they...
No, it's goblins.
We point out the tracks. It's goblins.
Oh, yeah, yes.
But
Excellent work, friend, yes.
I do believe this is the cabbage's natural habitat, though, so you will see a few wild ones.
Holy shit. I've never seen a wild cabbage before.
Fierce creatures with teeth like daggers.
And daggers like teeth, I've heard.
Oh my.
Are we rolling stealth?
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, roll stealth to see how quiet you are going through here.
Thank God for Pass Without Trace.
Oh, yeah, and it's +10, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
31.
19.
Wow.
T1 for a natural 20.
Okay, so you are all ghosts at this point as you make your way through this forest. On such high rolls, I'm going to say that you don't actually disturb the ground as you move. By some miracle.
Even the ground can't detect
even
us.
the ground can't notice you how well you've been doing here.
I tied cabbage leaves to my feet.
And I tie Geo to mine.
You keep making your way down this path for a good 30, 40 minutes. As you go deeper into the forest, the canopy of the trees starts to get thicker and denser as the sunlight starts to get blocked out a bit more and more. Sort of leaving the sort of like half light, half darkness with eerie shadow effect as you go deeper in. No sign of goblins yet. You reach a point, however, in the road or the path, where it forks slightly. The left path looks not very well travelled, whereas the path to the right is a bit wider and is sort of plodded on more. The leaves from the trees above on this path, though, all seem to have fallen, weirdly. There's no leaves on these trees down this route, and instead the leaves are all piled in clumps on the ground.
Can I investigate one of the piles?
You can.
Seems a bit random.
It does seem a bit random. You can investigate. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll use my mage hand, do it from a distance. Just have a little look, see what's going on. Not with that score, you won't. For a 12.
You mage hand through the leaves. You can't mage hand enough of them to get to the bottom of these leaf piles. But by tossing and turning the leaves at the top, nothing seems to be happening. They're just piles of leaves. It just looks like for some reason all the trees have just shed their leaves.
So have they shed just along the path,
Just along the path,
like above and the sides?
above and the sides. So the other half of
And-
the tree that is not exposed to the path still
Yeah.
has the leaves on. It's only the bit from the pathway over that's lost them.
Right, so it's
And
stuff
the
moving
leaves-
down the path that's knocked all the leaves off.
And the
We-
leaves are
yes.
where?
In
On
the
on the path in little clumps. Someone's neatly raked. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like someone's raked them into neat piles.
Can I scan the canopy and just check there's nothing kind of in the branches of the trees looking down at us or
Yeah,
anything?
there's no check for that at all. There's nothing there. It's pure play. It's actually one of the very few places that pure sunlight's come straight through because there's no leaves to block the sunlight now.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's, you know,
I mean, we should take the most travelled path, shouldn't we? Although that's not what my dad used to say to me, but
The thing is, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So, we are in hushed tones. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So, we have two options. We can try to delay the inevitable or embrace it.
T4B will message Geo in his head and say, "I say we embrace it. What do you think?"
very confusing. I will look around. I know you can do this, but it still freaks me out every time.
Sorry.
I avoid it altogether. Is that not a third option?
He taps his shield, and on the boss of the shield, it just comes up and says, "We don't get paid that way."
I mean, okay. We're just gonna kick our way through the leaves, or
I feel as though the leaves contain nothing but leaves.
More leaves.
More
whereas
leaves, yes.
I am unnaturally wary of the leaves.
I also would like to frolic in the leaves as well, yes.
So let's
What
carelessly
if, what if there is a poop in there?
kick through the leaves and see what happens. On our way.
Okay, so we are being very sneaky and silent at the moment, but we will...
For
That's
another
not
15
lost.
minutes or so, yeah.
Yes, okay. Good, okay, cool. And Ben just like jumps into the nearest pile of leaves.
I need a dexterity saving throw from Biff.
Oh dear.
What's you fucking do? 1 sec, Dave, coming right up. That is a 6.
Ooh. As you land in this pile of leaves, it's not very big. It's only like 5 to 10 centimeters deep.
Oh.
You feel your foot press on something, and before you have a chance to react, you feel 2 spiked claws shoot up and claw at your leg. Essentially, it's a bear trap. And you take 1 point of damage from it. As it's hunting traps, claws on your leg.
Ben turns to the others and goes, ow.
I would
T4, could you,
Yeah.
I will go up and attempt to take the trap off his.
Oh yeah,
Well,
there's no check for
Yeah.
that. There's just you can rip the trap off me easy enough. Ironically, I will say that the DC to spot that there was something in those was 13. So you narrowly missed it by 1.
Uh,
But yeah, there's you now know that every one of these piles must have a bear trap in them. There is a path around them now that you know where you think you know where they are. At least the deep piles will probably have them. If
Well, that's what they want us to think.
Well,
that could be.
well, as we're going along, because you say it's relatively easy to kind of open them up, or like, could I disable
Yeah,
them
I
just
mean-
as we're walking along?
You'd have to take some time because obviously you can't see the traps through the leaves, and
Sure.
heaven forbid you put your arm in and accidentally press against it.
Mage hand, mate.
Yeah, okay, you just mage hand your way through them.
The one that was activated by Bin,
Mhm.
can I pop that in my backpack?
Yeah, if you want to pick up a bear trap, go for it. It's just a standard D&D hunting trap.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, you can go through and very slowly sort of comb through and trigger them as you go, so you don't actually step into any of them. And feel free if we're going to start playing, pick up the traps as we walk along. There's 6 of them all together, so if Gio wants to pick up more traps, then by all means feel free to pick them up.
You guys want me to pick up more traps, or
That's up to you.
Traps are always useful, you know.
Traps are handy.
And I feel like
I'll
before-
take 3 in total. 3 seems like a good number.
I mean, I did not want to carry any, so however many you have, I will not be hauling for you.
Okay, well, I'll take 1 for myself, and I'll chuck the other 2 that have been disabled into the undergrowth away from the path.
Okay. You push through the clearing, and you push through the path, and you come to a clearing. It's the only part of this forest that's had a clearing. And on this clearing, you can see a lone tree in the middle. And on the other side of this clearing is a campfire.
Is that like a loan shark?
It-
That must be how the Brock bought the pub.
Yeah, he went to the local branch.
Yep. There we go.
Oh. Ba, ba, ba.
Had to come out at some point, didn't it?
Yep.
First pun of the series.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh god. No. It's just a lone tree. Nothing special about the tree. And there's a campfire at the other side. A few logs around it. And you can see a group of goblins just casually sitting around. There's a couple on guard. 2 of them looking out. They can't see you, not with the stealth roll that you've got. You are well and truly hidden in the leaves and the overgrowth. But they seem to be relaxing. They're not on alert. They're not, expecting anyone. You can't hear them from this distance, though.
Should we? How do we want to do this? Do we want to just lazily walk up there, or?
Well, I don't want to hurt them, but look. If I were the sort of person who thought murder was good, then I would, pew, pew. Like he turns his hand to one side to signify that he'd be going for a kill shot. But I feel like these guys, they just need to be talked to, And if they try to attack us, I can be like, hey, cool your jets.
Yeah,
But-
we don't like that.
We don't like that. But also, I don't know, they're just hanging out, Maybe these aren't even the ones. Maybe these are just some goblins.
I mean, they are armed.
Well,
Heavily
Well,
armed.
so are
in
we.
some regards.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
wait.
want to racially profile these goblins.
What I suggest is I sneak round in the undergrowth to the side. Bin, you do the talking. Geo, you say
am good at
nothing. And
Good at
Bin,
that.
you see if you can talk them round to our way of thinking, and if it all goes wrong, then me and Geo, we get going with it. Maybe Geo, you could go round on the other side, so
I
we
was
can
going
get
to
them
say,
sort of
or should I act as muscle for Bin?
just to put them off. That's a good
No,
idea.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. You hide in the undercrackers, and then I will be there, and you'll know if things have gone wrong, because they will start trying to kill me.
Okay.
Exactly.
And-
So the
and in
signal
that-
is them trying to kill you.
Yes. Yes.
I feel that
But
probably
only-
happens more than we know. But
Look, it's fine. People just don't like. It's a race thing, okay? People just don't like me. So you sneaky snake. And the second I leave your vicinity, Gio, I'll be very well. I won't be that visible. I'm quite good at this. But then, yeah, we'll play it by ear. Cool.
okay.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Right. Team.
Okay, so we're going to split up.
We will split the party.
We'll split the party. Okay, so one of you goes to, clockwise, one of you goes counterclockwise, so you can get behind this this goblin camp. While Bin, quite actively and openly, I'm guessing, just walks right up to them.
What he's going to do is stumble into the clearing and go, "Oh, this fucking Penfold guy, man." Penfold, is it Penfold or Penhold? Hang on.
Yeah, Penfold.
Am I angry at the guy from Batfink?
Oh no, it's Penfold.
Penfold, yeah. Yeah, this fucking Penfold, man. Oh, jeez. Ah.
They notice you. They raise their weapons, but they don't fire. They're just sort of.
Oh, hey. Hey, cool dudes. How's it?
It.
And he'll say it in Goblin.
Okay. Okay.
He'll turn and be like, "Ah, cool."
They are both confused and stunned. There's this sort of aura of disbelief around them as what they're seeing. First of all, there's a half elf speaking goblin here, but on top of that, it's kind of like, oh no, what do we do? Because what do we call it? You get closer to the group. They're sort of like, well, Penfold. I mean, we know the name, but what are you doing here? How did you end up here? How did you not set the traps off?
Oh, I'm very lucky, man. Just super lucky, you know. Were there traps?
One of them who's very observant notices the slight break marks on the leg. Well, clearly not that observant. You stepped in at least one of them.
Oh man, I don't see shit. You know. You're right. The leaves, the angry leaves. Yes, yes, that was me.
Okay.
Sorry,
What are
I
you
thought
doing here?
I'm just here, man, in the Emerald Forest,
You
living La Vida Loca. You know?
Is this whole living your best life nonsense?
Yeah, you know. Sometimes you got to live like there's no tomorrow. Laugh like nobody's watching, and love relentlessly. You know?
Okay. Fine.
But you guys look like you're like strong guys. You're strong guys.
Well, yes, of course, that's what we do. We are people for hire. Like, you can see they're trying to come up with another name for bandit.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm also like a person for hire. Are you with the Steel Guild?
No.
Oh
would we be
man,
with
the
him?
benefits, man. The insurance alone. Oh yeah.
Wait, you get insurance?
I expect so.
They don't even have dental.
They don't even have dental. Steelhaven definitely has dental, right?
I mean, they do promise that they will pay towards your rehabilitation. They don't say how much.
Like you know, if there's problems, they will pay for your healing to like points, and you get bored and not bored like unentertained, but like you can sleep there. Oh man, so many benefits.
Give me a persuasion. Give me the first persuasion check.
Absolutely will.
Not going to be too difficult because you are quite entrancing to them.
Thank you very much. That is a 17 plus 6 for a 23.
You see that everyone now in the camp has now decided to come up towards you. And their weapons are now lowered slightly. Their guard is now down. Tell us again of these, what did you call them? Benefits?
Benefits. You see, when you are part of like the guild, they will say, "Hey, here's something you can do to get money," and then you do the thing to get the money, and anything you find, you can just keep.
Anything
That's
we find?
yours. Yeah. Sorry, my internet is being a bit upsetting at the moment.
That's okay.
I might need to dive under my table to make sure everything's plugged in. And anything you can find, you keep that. Like, okay, so you're part of the guild, and they take a little bit of the money off the top, but like, look, it's only my first week, and I've already got like 25 gold.
May we see it?
Yeah, sure, no problem. You can see it, and he's gonna like open his pouch, and show the 25 gold that he's got there. Like, yeah, look, 25 gold.
Let's pick up 3D20 a minute.
Actually,
they look at it.
What?
They look at it. They. You can see one of them is thinking, "Okay, now we swipe it." But the rest of them are legitimately entranced.
What happens is he takes out the pouch, just like, yeah, look, 25 gold. He takes out a pouch of 40 gold because Josh didn't look at his character sheet. Like, oh shit, there's more in there than I thought. It's very lucrative.
That means having to leave here, and this is also quite lucrative at the moment.
Hey man, look, comfort is the enemy of growth. You know, you got to put yourself out there to achieve and attain, to become better than you ever thought. You know, the river does not flow where it flows because it is easy. It flows there because it is hard. Hang on.
That's the exact
did I
opposite.
just quote Bill Clinton?
I think you did it in reverse as well.
Yeah.
I think I get what you're getting at here. I think, and they start
Kennedy, thank you.
murmuring. They start murmuring with each other, and they're like, "Have we still got our current contract? Has she got what she wants?" Okay.
Oh, you are already on contract.
I'll be right back.
We are, but not quite sure how much longer.
Can T4B will message and say, ask who they're on contract with. Maybe we can get them released early.
Like Bin doesn't do that. That's Josh doing that. To be like, nice. What anyone looking at Bin would see him go, you have a contract. You see, we are also having contracts, and perhaps we can like help release you from your contract early. Like sometimes these places are like,
it's not a, I suppose, what's the word? Legalese contract per se. It's more of a.
I don't speak legalese. I only speak goblinese, dwarvenese.
I don't think anyone speaks legalese. I'm pretty sure they make it up.
That's a good joke.
Let me think. Okay, we'll take a vote on it and see if we want to join.
Very democratic. We like that.
Yeah.
We
support this democracy.
Give me another persuasion roll. See how effective overall you've been.
Cross bits for me. That is but a meager 12.
Okay, but you 12 plus 23, so combined score of what? 12,
35.
35.
I'll
say 35. You don't get the full support of the group, but you sway enough to get a critical mass. So
what he'll do is he'll go into his pocket as they're talking and just like take out one of the cards and say, "Hey, look, there's no pressure, you know. if you go there, I hear this week there's a sign-on bonus. You get a free chicken. So like, here's the card which has the
Yeah, it has the weird code on.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we do need a change of pace. I mean, it's not like she can come get us for the rest of the money. Okay.
Who's this she? Sorry, 'cause
Sorry,
obviously if I meet her, I don't want to be like, come join my guild if she's already a guild, you know?
She's not a guild, trust me. We don't know too much. We just know that she communicates via letters and asks us to acquire certain things from the caravans that come through here.
And is it all the Penrose caravans, or is there like other caravans? Because I've only seen Penrose ones.
There's only ever Penfold caravans. It's like
Penfold, sorry.
Penfold, it's fine.
My
Look,
brain.
Don't worry about it. He's an idiot anyway. The thing is, we don't actually know what we're stealing. We just steal it. We leave it here, and we all turn around, and it's gone. And then we get to the next one.
Huh.
But anyway, you said joining.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would know that if you wanted to do this, you need to get them to go to the nearest branch office and sign up using your card.
Mhm.
They've got your card.
Mhm.
They now need to go to Sagehaven to go sign up.
Yes.
Because obviously you haven't convinced the Willowshire office to open yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. So you sort of go, okay, we can sign up. How does it work? Can we stay as a group?
Yeah, you can sign up as a group. You have to go through like an initiation thing. Mine was super cool. And then if you're an individual like I was, then they put you in a group, and like you have to find the right dynamic. But if you guys go as a group, you're already the complete package. I mean, look at you. There's and like I don't know what does it look like they do based on the weapons that they're pointing at me.
You've got a couple of archers and a couple of crossbowmen, and they seem to be mostly rogue based. Couple of fighters there.
Yeah, I mean, look, like you guys look super duper sneaky. Like they have like master thieves and things. Look, and he goes into gets out the newspaper and says, "Look, here's this for you. Look, I will." Look, I don't want to be like an asshole, but there's a thing in the village being like, oh, there's some shitty goblins out here, and now I've seen you, and I'm like, oh, maybe these guys are but I don't. You guys are cool. You're cool. So my recommendation: go west, head towards like Goldwyn perhaps, and then go down to Stagehaven with the card. Hold the card if anyone tries to kill. I know that the people here can be unkind to those who are different. But if you appeal to their good side, then whatever. And hey, if this doesn't work out, you come find me. I'm Bin Beer, which doesn't translate into Goblin. So he doesn't say his name in Goblin. He says his name in Elvish, because that'd be weird. And look, you come find me, or you find someone at the guild. And look, maybe we partner up. I can be like a guy who speaks for you. And then like Bin's like just looking over them ever so slightly because he's like, I don't know where my friends are.
I think the goblin is sort of like nodding, sort of moving in like a kind of agreement. Like, okay, we'll do that. Come on, boys! It's time to go to Sagehaven, and it's time to go become the best goblin adventure party there's ever been.
And hey, I'll see you at the festive party, yeah?
They have parties?
Oh yeah, like with adventure parties, drinking parties.
Awesome. And so they actually do decide to leave. Congratulations, you have somehow managed to go all the way around the combat encounter.
And out we pop. Well, that went well.
Rah! Oh.
What I will say though,
sorry, viewers, if you're expecting combat in your D&D.
I mean, I could have like with my DM hat on, I was like, oh, I could push this like into like combat. I'm like, do you know what? You've rolled 35 combined. It's a clever way of getting rid of them, and who knows what will hold for the future? Maybe we'll have to have a one shot of just all goblins being an adventure party one day.
I'm down for that.
But with that, what I will say is we'll take a quick break. Give everyone time to recoup, go fill up bottles, because I think we all need some coffee right now after all that. I think even
I had to go out the back of the wagon halfway through. Coffee levels are up here.
So we will be back in 10 minutes. So that will be 5 minutes to 5.
Sure.
Where we will wrap this up. So we'll see you then.
See you shortly, guys.
And then I said,
Hello.
wrecked him, damn near killed him. Ah. Oh.
Welcome back. I hope you didn't hear any of that. We have had a whale of a time. It's only session 1, and we've already started the pyramid scheme. Well, no, further the pyramid,
scheme already exists.
Yes, further the pyramid scheme, and managed to talk our way out of a fight, which is, if you ask me, near damn impressive. So before we left off, the goblins have now gone to go join the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild over in Sagehaven, carrying the business card of one bin with a very strange code on it. They leave you just alone there in the campgrounds. The only thing they said that is possibly noteworthy is the fact that they mentioned that the crates were there and then they weren't. As a way of communicating with whoever was this person running this contract.
Yes, who left them letters, I believe they
Yes,
said. What?
Communicated mostly through letters.
Yeah.
They didn't give a visual description of this person or a name.
Can we look around for any non-goblin sign?
I'll tell you what. Pick a skill that you'd like to all use each, and give me a check against it, and I'll tell you if it gives you anything of use.
I would like to use investigation.
Because if I tell you what to roll, that may be hinting that something's there.
21.
21 investigation, okay.
I will use. I'm not good at it, but I'll use survival
Go
to see if
for
there's any tracks that are identifiable. That's a 6.
Okay, so
I follow my own tracks for half an hour.
yes, you end up going in a circle yourself. Does Ben want to roll to have a bit of a look around?
Honestly, I think Ben is just feeling so impressed
Smug to
with
himself.
what he's done.
Roll for smugness.
I'll roll for smugness.
Yeah, roll charisma then.
That is an... Just charisma plus that. That is maths. Come on, that's a 7.
Yeah, you're feeling smug, but in the back of your mind, there's that sinking feeling that you may have just started a chain of events that may unfold into something completely unexpected. As for the investigation check, the really nice investigation check, what the goblins are saying seems to check out. Investigating the ground, you can see the imprints of where crates have been pressed on grass and dirt, and that's all you can see. Like, you'd expect to see if things are being moved around, drag marks or scuff marks, things being lifted. There's none of that. They were quite literally there, and then they weren't.
Right.
But on
Could-
an investigation, that's all I will say.
Okay.
If you want to have another crack,
I was just wondering if I could, like, perhaps intuit why that, like, how it would possibly be done. Like, you know, I'd be looking up to see if they've been lifted. Or...
There's no contraptions. The only way you could think it may be possible, magic. Magic can do that. There are spells that do allow you to do that. But there's no rational explanation around you to explain how those crates have gone.
Okay.
Have the goblins left anything behind? Have they? Are there any letters lying around so we could see
There's no
examples?
letters left behind. There's no. You can see in the fire in the campfire kind of like ashes of slightly burnt paper. It looks like they possibly were instructed on that 21, instructed to burn orders once they received them.
Right.
But this could be magical. If you had a way of probing things magically, then maybe
I would like to do that.
If you want to have a go, have a crack
got
at
a-
doing an Arcana check.
I've got a pretty good knowledge of things magical. Not with that, I don't. 7.
On a 7, yeah, it's magic. You know what it is. Don't know where it came from. It's just magic. It works.
Sure.
Is the fire still burning?
Fire's still burning.
Bin will just sort of walk up to it and click one of his fingers to use precision to put it out, to snuff it.
Snuff it. Yep, there you go. Click fingers. No more fire. That's gone.
So what now?
Well,
I do have one idea, and he's just going to look up and look at the tree line to make sure there are no like cranes, and then go into just take out like a scrap of paper and write. God, what's he going to write? Writes
are you leaving a message for
for
her?
whomever. Yeah.
Well, maybe ask her to get in touch. If she can just turn up, maybe ask her to get in touch with us at the inn.
Yeah. We know what happened to your goblins. Ask for. I imagine T4B is just like over Bin's shoulder as this is being written. Like, who should we say that whoever this is should ask for?
Say Union Master.
Put the Union Master in brackets, or
No, just UM.
okay. Ask for UM in brackets, not but like UM, 2 letters, at the Sleeping Bard. Please,
So,
sincerely, UM.
so where are you going to leave this? Are you going to leave it in the space where the crates would normally be?
In the indent where the crates would have been. Yeah.
Okay. As you put your hand in there to release or to drop the letter,
Bear trap.
magical bear trap. Give me...
My
You
God,
get a bear
hand!
trap. You get a bear trap.
Give me your own Arcana check. Do it with
Alright.
advantage because you've got your hand on this now. We'll say
On
your-
this.
Yes.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. That is a 19.
19 will do it. You can't put your finger on what this is you're feeling inside this. But you feel like you've walked into put your hand to a field. And it's kind of
Like a Theresa May field of wheat?
yeah,
Or
like a
Sorry, I know exactly what you mean. I was just being an
yes.
ass.
There are some fields of wheat.
So
we'll get to that
naughty.
later. Now there is kind of a arcane feedback loop that you can sort of feel in your arm. Yeah, and you can't discern the spell, but you can discern where this goes.
Mm.
In your mind, you're getting image pings of the very same entrance you came through. There are some bushes to the left of that, and that is where this leads.
Interesting.
Bin will like put his hand in and turn to the others and go, "Hey, there's weird energies." And he gestures over to the direction, like it's kind of over there-ish. I don't know.
Let's check it out.
Shall we have a look? But he does put the bit of paper there. He
Yeah,
drops
put
it
this
in
there.
the.
The other
Yeah.
thing I will say on the 19 is that you can tell this was activated very recently, as in within the last 20 minutes.
So just before we turned up,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bin
So
looks
we-
at his pocket watch like, did that pitch really take 20 minutes? Goodness me.
So, you guys
we
make
book
your
it?
way back. Yep, make our way back. Good news is no more bear traps we're walking into. They're gone in your pockets. And again, it takes about 20 minutes to get back. Maybe a bit less now, 15, because you're not being stealthy about it now. Now that you have dealt with the situation at hand. And you get back to the opening to where you arrived, and lo and behold, just as Finn saw through those pings in his head, there is a bush to the left that looks a lot like the branches and twigs shouldn't be there. Pulling it away reveals another tiny alcove hidden by bushes, and the same indents on the ground to suggest that things have been here.
I'm gonna stick my hand in it.
Damn, I should have stayed back the other end as if your hand came through.
Well, I now need Ben to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck's sake.
That was unwise.
You have chosen poorly.
Poorly.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Here we go. That is a 14 minus 1 for 13.
Minus one. Ooh.
Well, the number I was looking for was 50.
I mean, it's a 16 minus 1.
So, the first thing you notice putting your hand into this is, well, the first thing you definitely feel is a feedback loop going in the other direction. You can now sense the campsites in your head now. But there's something else here as well. And you don't really see it till you put your hand in. There's a tiny, and I mean tiny, black pinhole floating in the middle of this field. And whenever you look at it, like, time or view just sort of warps ever so slightly as you look at it. And as you move your head, you can see the rotation changing directions. You prop this with your finger, and your finger, the hole expands slightly. Your finger goes through, but nothing comes out the other side of the hole.
Oh, guys, I've been in taverns like this. This is not a good place for us.
Unfortunately, before you get a chance to pull your finger back out, the hole grows and begins to pull you in.
Guys, I'm being pulled into the
We'll put him out.
I will grab him. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys grab his legs, and the hole closes to the point where it's now holding Bin. So he's now half here and half somewhere else.
Just feel his legs wobbling.
Should we just
Can
go
you
with
hear
him?
us, Bin?
Yeah, should we just go with
well,
him?
At this point, the hole's sealed. It sealed itself to the point now where literally you can't pull Bin out, and Bin can't pull himself forward. He is now trapped in reality.
Can Bin hear us from
Nope.
where
Bin
he
cannot
no.
hear you. His head is in another place, and that is where we're going to go to now. I just have to press a button.
Hey guys, guys, hello.
Where you end up is dark. At first, it's the one that you can't see anything, but the light eventually appears. And you see a bunch of black hooded individuals. You can't make out any of their faces. They can't see you. They've not noticed you. They're sort of hanging there out of this hole, over your front. In front of them are crates. Conveniently the same size as the ones that you have been pulled through before. They're opening them, going through them, pulling out scrolls and runes. They're talking in murmurs. You can hear slight mutterings, talking of, we've got to get ready, we've got to be prepared. And one of the leaders sort of goes, okay, everyone assemble today. Today is the day. The attack on Willowshire will begin. We will get the sacrifice, and we will start the procession. Today is the day the old gods return. We are going to be the arbiters of death, destruction, and this person turns around and just sees Bin hanging half out this hole. And sort of goes, Jeffrey, how many times have I told you? You need to seal the hole properly when you bring things through. And you see this sort of...
Have you got time to talk about our Lord and Savior?
Moradin.
Moradin?
You see this Jeffrey guy who's still got his head on. It's like, please, not my real name. When we hear Asmodeus, please. Oh, sorry, Asmodeus. Did you not remember to close the hole? It's sealed. You can't even... You see, like, two of the cultists grab your arms and begin to pull.
Hey,
to
stop
help
that.
you to come through.
Stop it. Stop that.
Thankfully, the leather straps on your Arcana arm are just about holding your arm on.
Bin's legs start kicking in the other side.
I was going to say, are we feeling this the other side? Yeah.
So, Jeffrey, or Asmodeus, sighs. I'll seal it. He holds his hands out, and this magic pulse throws you back out from the other side. You come flying out of the hole, and before you can say or see anything, it seals itself back up. You hit the ground, don't take any damage, but I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw. And I'm going to warn you, the DC this is 14, and do not fail. Because you are the worst person to put in this situation.
Space and time, man. Space and time.
And I don't want to do it, but I will do it.
Hey, look. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So that's an 8.
You feel the force of this, and the hole closing as you're being forced through. The straps on your Mechano arm snap. Your mechanical arm gets left behind as the seal portal closes and leaves it gone to wherever it was.
Oh boy.
So Bin lands like, oh guys, there is a... Oh shit. Jeffrey. Just like gets
No,
up
I'm
and storms.
done.
And like he's gonna start like feeling around the area.
Oh. Jeffrey, give me my arm back, Jeffrey. Nothing happens. You feel the arcana energy just sort of dissipate as they're closing the gate.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
He's going to turn towards the other two. His face is thunderous. So long story short, the other side of this was a hole, you saw, and there is a cult. They are, I don't know, there's this guy Jeffrey, but he wants to be called Asmodeus. They are going to be summoning like an old god, or like, the
return of the old gods.
Yeah, he relays verbatim what they said. Today is the day the attack on Willowshire will begin. We'll get the sacrifice and start the procession. Today is the day the old gods return, and we are going to be the arbiters of death, destruction, and Jeffrey, did you not close the gate behind you? Is what he relays to you guys. And like you can see, like, I imagine it took some of his shirt with him as well.
Yeah.
But, like with the arm. So you can just see like this kind of the scarring where the Arcana mechanical arm attached. It looks like the flesh and the bone had been pulled off, and it's like a very specific kind of, like, it's not being cut off. That is an arm that has been ripped from the body. And also, Bin is clearly gesturing with that arm, and I like to think just the other side of the portal, there's an arm doing like angry, like Mediterranean hands.
The hand can still receive commands at this point. You just can't. I'm going to say that with how you're linked to it, you can still feel the arm. Just you can't.
Does that mean that I know Does that mean I know if someone's touching it?
Yes, if someone's touching it, you can feel it.
Oh, fantastic. Every time someone touches it, I would like to cast Shocking Grasp.
You cast it the first time, you can feel it until
Yeah.
you fire off, and all you can hear is this like high-pitched squealing in your head as this person keeps touching it over and over again to try and pick it up. For canon reasons, on the other side of the portal, you can just see these cultists looking at this arm and everyone taking turns to touch it, see if they're going to be the one not to trigger it. Eventually, they settle on getting a pair of blacksmith's tongs and using that to lift the arm up and then take it away.
Oh yeah, nice and non-conductive iron. Although Shocking Grasp does specify a creature, so you know I've got to be lawful. Asmodeus, what a wanker.
Yeah.
So, did you say an attack on Willowshire?
Yes, they are to be attacking Willowshire, making a sacrifice. So
The cult, or do they have an army, or?
I don't know. I just saw some guys in hoods. I don't know how many there are. And it goes down to his waist and just pulls out a dagger and says, "Let's."
Let's F them up.
If they had supervisors, I would be writing to them.
So we've got to get back to Willowshire and warn them.
Yes, just gonna look around to see if I can find any more points of blackness.
I don't think I've
There
ever
are
killed it.
no more points of blackness at all. Unfortunately.
Uh,
Let's book it.
One moment. And he's gonna just take one of the bear traps out of Geo's bag and just set it directly under where the hole was. He's using like a foot and a hand to like pry it open. Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll. You guys make the journey back, and it's, well, you did your best. By the time you get back, it's a good 2 hours now. Unfortunately, without the fast carts take you there, you've got to run back, and to be honest, running for 2 hours is exhausting work.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get back, it seems to be too late. You can see smoke rising on the edge of Willowshire as you get closer and closer. The guards, all armed with muskets and wearing red coats, all seem to be converging on one place. And it's the shantytown. They seem to be surrounding it. As you go back into the village, it's not taken a lot of damage. It seems, even for a cursory glance, the village wasn't the target. The Penfold estate was the target.
Oh.
However, when you arrive, you see Brock standing outside the doors of the inn. Perfectly fine, not injured. Okay, he's alive. The outpost application can still go ahead. He's looking extremely worried. He sort of sees you guys coming up, like returned. You've caught us at a bit of a bad time, I'm afraid.
What happened?
We've come to tell you. Ben's just there.
I think they know as much as we know, Ben.
Oh, yeah, but
Possibly more.
we moved the goblins on. You owe us 5 gold.
Yes. I'm sure. You see, he sort of goes to his pocket, pulls out the patch of 5, and just tosses it over nonchalantly. That was an agreement. Yes, that was an agreement. We agreed that. There's your 5 gold. As you can see, we have more pressing issues. It happened about half hour after you left, actually. They came out of nowhere. Another bandit raid. It's strange because we don't recognize the markings of these bandits either. There's local bandit groups, but they don't match any of them. And I don't know. I'm so stressed. My brain is so confuddled. I can't make sense of it all. It happens so
I will
fast.
slap him and say, "Get to the point, man."
Give me a persuasion check with advantage for the slap.
That is 12.
12? Okay. I say you reasonably calm him down. We just had to hide. I do remember, though, that, like, the bandits were attacking and, like, knocking things over. It's strange. It's like they weren't trying to take anything. It was more like they were trying to cause chaos. At least here. But I did see someone with a black hood and a cape out in the village square. I mean, they were standing out in the open. They weren't afraid of the bandits.
Did you see where they went?
They all went towards the Penfold estate. They stood there. Then someone came and said they found them, and every one of them converged on the estate. What
And they
happened,
haven't come back.
Well, no. What happened next was we could hear the gunfire. About an hour or so, there was an explosion, and now the estate's on lockdown. The guards seem to have sort of barricaded off the workers' huts. I don't know if they think that one of them is responsible.
We need to go and stop those guards doing whatever it is they think they're going to do.
That won't do. No.
I don't
Hang on,
know.
the guards
I
are
don't-
converging. The guards are converging on the shantytown,
Mhm.
but everyone else has gone to the Penfold estate.
No. I think I may have misconstrued in the panic. Okay. The hooded person was told an order that the person they were looking for was the Penfold estate. All the bandits then converged there. There was gunfire, explosions, a huge fight. That then ended, and then the guards moved on to the workers' huts.
Right.
As of now,
As
the
usual,
estate is
it's
on
the
lockdown.
workers who are being blamed
I
for
see.
anything that goes wrong.
I can't get into. I tried to go to see if Mr. Penfold was all right, but the estate's on lockdown. You can't get through the main gate yet. However, you may be of more use. Something clearly has gone on up there. I don't know what. And if this village is in danger, then we need to know what it is. Now, I do implore one thing. Please do not anger Mr. Penfold. I know he may be a little bit insufferable, but he has all the guards and all the guns. If he
I'd imagine he's
wanted
quite
to-
pissed off as it is.
Yes, if he wanted to, he could just focus on defending his property and not the village. If the village is in danger, we need him to protect all of us. Not the perfect arrangement, but the only arrangement we have.
Well, as long as he removes the guards from the workhouses, then
I recommend
I
going
don't
and
think
having
we'll have a
look
problem.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's the first protocol.
I don't like people being threatened for the actions of a minority.
Okay, well,
Rise up in protest, people.
it-
Don't
Maybe-
stand for this
maybe-
any longer.
maybe don't say that out loud too much, okay?
Oh yeah, we can't go around defending minorities.
Look, I can't. No, I don't like that. Just everything is in a powder keg right now. It will just take one spark to ignite all of it. And right now, if I was an evil person, the thing that I would want to happen right now is us to all implode on ourselves. Because that makes us weaker.
Because as long as Russell Crowe doesn't turn up singing, I'm fine.
I heard he's at Colville. He's perfectly fine. Look, it's not much. You see, he pulls out another sort of pouch of gold, carrying another 5 gold pieces, and tosses it to the party. You can also stay here free of charge for as long as you need. I get the impression this is going to be a bit of a long investigation.
Perfect. So that's 4 gold that we have to give to the guild, and 6
you
gold.
don't have to give gold on anything beyond this point. You only have to give gold from the main quest.
Yes.
Yep.
Unless this,
Forgot that. So that's 10 gold we don't have to give to the guild.
Yeah.
Unless
Magic.
unless the guild decide to make that mission a guild mission before you turn it in.
So you guys each get 32 gold and 13 copper, and I will take 32 gold and 12 copper. Or something.
Was that including the initial 25, was it?
Oh, no. We each got 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, in addition to that,
The extra 10.
We've only picked up 10, haven't we?
Yeah, so you've already paid 25, of which you have to give 20 back.
Yeah.
You've received 10 gold to split between you.
Yeah. So if you each take 32 silver and
32 silver, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, you said gold initially.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
what-
32 silver and 14 copper.
Perfect.
And I will take 32 silver and 12 copper, just to keep it nice
Is that-
easy.
and that's from the 10 gold, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's from the 10.
Cool.
Welcome to maths
My-
with,
my-
maths with
Yeah.
Bill.
My favorite thing about D&D Beyond is just using it to keep track of gold and silver and all that stuff. That is the only feature that I actually actively like about it.
So I'm guessing we all want to head off to the Penfold estate. No attempt to go find Tibbles.
I mean,
Not right now.
Not right now.
No, if we see a cat on the way,
Yeah, we'll keep an eye
there
out.
is-
Okay, so we're gonna head.
other
to the
stuff
estate.
going
I will
on.
investigate any and all cats that we
Okay.
encounter at any point of
Okay.
this story.
So you guys start to make your way towards the Penfold estate. It's actually a longer walk than you think from the main square down the. He's got one of those very kind of like long driveways where it's just like rows of trees for no goddamn reason except to distance yourself from the rest of the village. That's about a 15-minute walk all in itself. And you arrive at the main gate, and just as Brock had said, the gates are closed. There are 2 guards standing outside. They both have musket rifles. That is their main weapon. Sort of quite ornate red and gold coats and little red caps that they wear. They stop you from going too far forward, and it's kind of like, stop, no, stop there. We can't let you pass right now. Unfortunately, the estate is closed.
T4B will message Bin in his head and say, tell them we've come to offer our services in sorting out this mess.
We have come to offer our services to help sort this mess out. He says, gesturing with both hands, but obviously.
It's like
Also, only one hand.
you see that. I mean, okay, you want us to come help? I mean, we'll have to ask first. Give us a moment. You see, they call a messenger boy over, send a message to the main estate. Takes about 5
Give me
minutes.
a card bin.
Not now.
I meant to introduce ourselves so they know we're reputable.
Oh, I see.
They let
We
you
are-
in. They do
We are
let
Bin
you
and the boys. We are the Bin men. Wah wah.
in. Oh no.
That would make me the TCP.
We're your weather girls, and we got news for you.
Oh no, I can see where this is going. So you get let in. That's a good news. Penfold is willing to see you. And you can smell smoke in the air. Like that thick kind of gunpowdery smell. I would like everyone to give me a perception check.
Ooh. 21.
21,
11.
11,
9.
9. Okay. For both Geo and Bin, this is just gunpowder. The guns have been discharged. It's that kind of smell. P4B notices something more. Yes, there's gunfire. You can definitely tell that. But there's that thick, acrid smell of mass explosives, as if something heavy has been detonated. You don't get that smell by just firing a musket, like a barrel's gone off or something. Like, it could have been just on that alone. It could have been an armory thing. If they've got gunpowder barrels, one of them could have gone up. But yeah, it's a very heavy, murky smell. Kind of lingers for a while. You're greeted outside by Mr. Penfold, who is a 6'1", tall, lanky, blonde-haired high elf. Very upright, very proper. However, you don't need insight to work out that this man is in distress. That aura of authority is starting to crack. He looks. So, you are the adventurers that I heard was sent to go deal with those goblins. Normally, I would be much more appreciative of your service. However, circumstances are not quite kind at the moment. I don't understand why they attacked. Well, no, I do know why, but I do know why, but I don't know why at the same time. It's very confusing. Nothing has been stolen. No items were plundered, nothing like that was taken. But we can't find my daughter. And you know what? No, I'm not gonna rant. If I rant, this could be unproductive for everyone. No. What I need you to do is go inside the house, point to like the main estate house, the hall house. She was playing the harp in the drawing room, and then, well, you'll see for yourself. And he will take a step back to let you guys walk forward.
I would just quickly ask, how old was your daughter? Is your daughter, and what's her name?
Well, her name was Larissa. I should introduce myself. I'm Arthur Penfold. Is my name. Larissa Penfold is my daughter. She is 27 years old. Very young by elven standards. But yeah, I just go. I need to go and speak to my lead/head guard, Alvin. I need to speak to him. Get some stuff straight ready for the next couple days. He will leave you to it. He leaves you with a butler of sorts to kind of escort you around. In normal circumstances, this would be quite a nice place.
If it wasn't on fire.
If it wasn't, yeah, if it hadn't been like. But the front facade still looks very nice. It's very well painted, very looked after. The windows are a little shattered in some places. The drawing room windows are definitely shattered, even from the outside. That's obvious. They lead you into the drawing room. A nice, ornate room with wooden floors, half wood, half wallpapered walls, nice curtains, 2 love seats in the middle, a fireplace, and a harp in the corner, which is currently sat bang on the floor, laying flat. The big obvious thing he mentioned, half the wall's missing. The wall leads to the outside of the estate.
I guess that's how they got in / out.
Well, we need to move fast and see if we can see any tracks or sign of passage.
I mean, there's a pass. Yeah, not the time for
No.
jokes, Geo.
If you
Contain
want,
yourself.
you can all give me investigation checks to investigate the scene.
Ooh. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I have
It's always
a
helpful if you roll a
17.
20-sided die for these.
It certainly adds more.
I also got a 17
17?
after initially rolling a d12 and getting 5.
The 20, dirty 20, 17, and
17.
17. Oh, okay. The three investigators have arrived.
We're finally good at something.
You finally revealed it. So, I will say the dirty 20 from D4B and the successful perception check before. That heavy lingering smell seems to be originating from this wall. On that check, I will also say that they used explosives to blow this wall down from the other
Sure.
side. The way the bricks are laid on the ground suggests the wall caved inwards.
Inwards rather than outwards.
Yeah. So they blew their way in. You can see a bit of a scuffle. Some of the furniture has either been moved by the impact or moved by some sort of ruckus that's occurred.
Mhm.
There's one bullet hole on the wall next to where the opening is, suggesting that at least one person attempted to fight back. Aside from that, the room itself doesn't yield much. It's outside the other side of the wall where it starts to become more obvious. Footpaths, like footprint on the ground, revealed that there were numerous assailants here. And the way the footprints go, especially if we combine Geo and Bin's investigation all together, suggests that they knew where to go. These aren't aimlessly wandering. They came here with a purpose. Almost as if they knew that this was the place. Following the tracks leaving, they go straight, and I warned you there would be one, straight into a field of wheat.
Well, it's frolicking time, guys.
Unfortunately,
Bin looks so ready for a frolic.
Unfortunately, at that point, the second they hit the wheat, it becomes near impossible to tell, at least on those investigation rolls, to tell which direction they went and with what speed they went. You can tell they were moving someone who did not want to move. And if the first couple of stalks of wheat, you can kind of get a bead on where they're going. But after the first few stems, that stops. Almost suggesting that they've subdued said person.
Okay, and we can't see any other sign of like trampling of the wheat,
No,
dropped items, footprints, nothing like that.
Not on that rolls, no. However, if you'd like to give me a group survival roll, to see if you can pick up on this a bit more.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a 19.
19?
I rolled a 14.
14? Okay.
That'd be a 3.
Okay, so for Bin, the trail goes very, very cold very quickly.
I don't know, guys. I'm lost in
It's
the
wheat.
weeds.
Just wheat. For both Bin and T4B, it's tricky. Like, you can see it now. The more you focus, the more you see it. The problem is you can't move as fast as these people. you have got to be slower and more methodical about how you move forward, because heaven forbid you actually end up making your own trail that ends up looping you in a circle. You've got to be methodical about this. So you know the entire time that every time you're trying to follow them, they are gaining distance from you. But you do go all the way through the field of wheat, the opposite side. And it reveals that, I suppose, your worst nightmare in one regard. It reveals that those footsteps reach a road. And that road becomes horse tracks, cart tracks. And
How about
Guys, I think they turned into horses.
how about
We're dealing with druids.
how about smell? Because they would have got loads of that explosive powder on them from the explosion,
yes,
and like dust and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, you can definitely smell a whiff of that. But again, the second they hit that road, you can still smell it. You could follow the road. Like, you've got no issue following the trail now. That trail is clear as day.
Catching them is the difference.
The catching them is going to be the difficult part. It's now at this point in the day around 5 p.m. So
Oh shit,
the
rush
sun
hour.
is starting.
Yeah, suddenly, like the sun
Gridlock.
reaches the point in the sky, all the warehouses open and all the horse-drawn carts come
All come out at the
pouring
same
out.
time.
Yeah.
It is. The sun is starting to retreat behind the trees. You can most certainly attempt to give chase. You don't have horses or carts. It would have to be a on-foot push. But it is getting dark, and it might not be to your advantage to try and follow a trail at night.
Do we?
I mean, Bin, who is not quite as logical as I thought he was going to be. He's not. I never said he was going to be logical. Says, guys, if we can't see, then we can't see. But also, the longer the first 48 hours in any 24 hours in any missing persons investigation is the most crucial before any of the details go cold. But I'm also not very good at this.
I wonder if the rich man has horses we could borrow.
Good idea.
Do either of you know how to ride a horse?
I've seen people do it.
Well, I mean, technically, anybody can, can't
Yes.
Oh yes, but I'm just not very good at it.
No,
Especially with one
I mean,
arm.
With one arm, yeah.
I've never done it
difficult.
before, but it looks easy.
Yeah,
It
it is just like riding bicycles, right?
yes. those
Whatever
weird-
one of those is, sure.
I mean,
It's
penny
it's
farthings do
steampunk.
exist,
There's
yeah.
bicycles.
Yeah, that's true.
There's penny farthings. If you like
Yeah,
your one
like-
yeah.
wheel.
Like riding a bicycle made of muscle that
Yeah.
rides beneath.
I mean, the rich guy might have a steam car we can borrow.
Possibly.
Now we are talking the language. Yes.
Either way, I don't think chasing them tonight's going to be viable.
No, I think we have to
I
chase
think
them.
we have to tonight, but we will have to get some faster mode of transport.
But there's no. Fuck. Damn these roads, these two-way roads.
We know which direction they went in.
Yes.
Yes. You know,
Ish. Well, we know what direction they went up to a point, because then we
Yes.
get to a road and. Like,
Assuming that they stay on the road, you'd have a rough idea. Obviously, as been kind of pointed out, trails go cold after X amount of time. However, I will say that generally speaking, cart trails tend to stay very active for at least a couple days after. So they are quite easy to track even after the fact. Now, if they got off the road at some point, that's when it would get more difficult.
Yeah, it'd still be relatively easy if they've got like a heavy
yeah.
car.
Oh god, yeah.
but-
This is. You can tell by the indentations. This is the cart they're using is a similar size to the one that you use for the caravan transport.
Yeah.
This is a heavy transport. carriage.
Yeah, so it can't move that fast.
No.
So if we rush back to the estate, let Arthur know which direction they've headed in, and ask if he's got any form of fast transport that we can take to chase after the kidnappers of his daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a plan.
Okay. We'll do that.
You'll do that. You make your way back to the estate. At this point, outside is Arthur speaking to someone in a guard uniform. The difference is rather than wearing the traditional red cap they wear, he wears a sort of black, almost captain's hat instead. He looks very, very young. I'd almost go as far to say too young for his job. Oh, Alvin, please tell me you found whoever it was that opened the gate in the town. Yay! You see, Master, it's not quite that easy. Everyone is saying it wasn't them, but we've counted all the workers and we think they're all there. Obviously, we don't keep too accurate of ledgers with people coming and going, but there's no immediate, unless we start bashing doors down, we start physically counting people, there's no way we can possibly tell if someone did that. Okay, I'll pull the guards off. There's no point containing them. We'll only get rowdy. But we do need to fix the gate and the wall, and we do need to figure out a way of putting up some kind of defense. How did they get in that easily? I thought we had bigger fences for this kind of thing. Yeah, but, well, sir, you gotta understand that fences aren't a great deterrent against explosives. Did you see the size of the barrels they were holding? The fact they got through the gate, okay, that's a bit of a security flaw, I will admit, and I will hold my hands up to that. But even if we had put up a resistance at the gate, they'd have just blown their way through. They bought more than one barrel. They knew they'd have to blow through multiple walls to get there. The fact they got through the gate was just a bonus. And he sort of
I feel like we are here at a bad time.
No.
Yes
I
and
really
no.
think we need to interrupt.
Yeah, yes and no. While they're talking about this, and obviously Arthur's quite upset, so he's going on a little bit as well, and looking for someone to blame. Basically, it's possible that the workers are harbouring somebody who opened the gate. If he's going to call the guards off, then we can go and have a word with them. But we couldn't take too long, so we've got to make the decision. Do we go and talk to the workers and hope to find someone who knows precisely where the others have gone? Or do we just ask to borrow fast transport to go straight after them?
I mean, I think we need to give ourselves the best chance of finding the girl.
Yeah.
Well, that's as soon as possible then.
Yeah, I think we're going to be going with the ASAP option.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Face, slap spin on the back.
Oh yes, me. Hello. No, hang on, wrong approach. Hi, sorry to interrupt. We think we know where they have gone, but we need to have like a horse or like a really quick penny farthing. To give chase before the trail goes cold.
I mean, we have horses. That's not a problem.
But
how lucky you feel them?
Very
Fucking
lucky.
natural 20, of course. But I do have another way. You see, he walks towards what looks like a garage, opens a latch, and pulls the doors open. Inside is a very early model, and we're talking extremely early model, of an elemental autonomon engine. Basically a 1930s car.
Nice.
It's a little old, and it's...
Bin's arm starts to itch, like phantom limb sort of
Yep.
itching. I want to know you.
I don't see her running too much. There's not really a need to have her in the estate, really. Horses are generally easier, the terrain's not brilliant. However, if they have got her and ran away, this is probably the fastest way to go catch her. Plus, it has headlights, which is much more useful than torches.
Are they lights that you put on your head?
No, these are kind of like full brass electric lights.
Holy hell! You could make an orchestra with that. Goodness.
It's an very ornate vehicle. It's pretty old. It's not the latest model. A lot of nobles drive the 3 model rather than this 1 model.
The 1 model is classic, though. You know,
Yeah, and but before we get into appreciating the car overly much, can we take the car?
Yes,
Okay.
take it. He tosses. He takes the keys off the rack and just sort of tosses them towards someone who wants to grab them.
Do we all just keep our arms by our
fuel?
sides? He's just land in front of us, like.
Oh, I see you aren't quite
so-
the most reflexive of the bunch. That's okay.
I'll definitely, yeah. So, which one of us wants to give this beast a try then?
Just like T4 is the artificer,
I
one
can-
who's good with mechanical stuff.
Whoever's going to keep both hands on the wheel.
I can do that. In fact, I can cast Mage Hand and have 3.
Showing off.
Okay.
I should warn you. And he sort of like opens like the car or vehicle, and shows you to the gearbox. Says it is manual. You will have to change it when that. See that little needle there? When that needle reaches that top bit there, you need to pull it down 1. If it ever goes into the red, the other side, pull it forward 1. Otherwise, it will start to make very loud noises and will eventually break down.
Okay. Yeah. Can I do something to show how much that T4B has taken this on board, because he does understand this sort of thing?
I'll say
3 thumbs up.
I'll say that to kind of prove it, like T4B gets into the car, starts the engine, and immediately takes the handbrake off without any need to be told.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do know how to operate one of these? Okay.
Throw a couple of donuts on the drive and then we'll go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, you get into the car. It's quite comfortable at the front. Unfortunately, it's not quite that fast.
Yeah, I know.
It takes a little while for the engine to actually settle down. It kind of sputters for a little bit. You kind of like all jump on the suspensions. It'll turn around the corner. And you make your way out of the estate. Now, you can't go straight across the field of wheat, so you've got to go the long way around to meet up at the other end of the estate. But as you leave the gates, that is where we're going to leave it for today.
To the sounds of one of those.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
fucking
sort of-
Wind in the Willows with Toad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that has been the very first episode. Ooh, we got to the end.
Great fun.
We
And,
job,
and we
everyone.
didn't even kill
That's
anybody.
didn't even kill anyone.
No.
Nope.
Who'd have thought we were pacifists?
Well, I mean, I don't think
One-
we are.
one-
but-
One
No,
of us is a
no.
pacifist.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm itching to hit something.
Yeah, I will apologise to my fellow.
No, don't
fellow
apologise.
players.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yes. I you know, what I love about TTRPGs in general is that I can put an obstacle in front of you, and you will either take the bait or you won't take the bait. And there are some things you did not take the bait on today, and there are some things you literally jumped right into. I am so sorry, Josh. I wrote down that anyone who jumped in that way would either lose a weapon, or in your case, would lose an arm.
Cool.
So
That's fine.
if you-
It's
if
like
you
it's
jumped-
like no, but it's fine. 'Cause it's like it is literally like, well, it was always going to happen.
Yes, it always was. You know, yes, you decided not to go and speak to the shanty or the workers' village. I will say ominously that will have consequences.
Yeah, I figured it might.
Yeah.
You have definitely lost a trail there. However, you have decided to go after the girl early, which means
we did gain a car.
And we did gain a car. You know,
on a nat 20.
On a nat 20, I thought I'll roll to see if he has anything better. Like, I know he did have a car, but I'm like, do I give it away or not? I'll let dice decide. I like letting dice decide a lot of things, and it's like, yeah, okay.
I like how intelligent T4B is. That he thought he's rich. He's probably got a car.
Yeah, he's got a car. They're not common. They're not too commonplace in the world.
Sure.
But they do exist. Steam trains are still being built. They're still kind of like deploying out the rail network in Richards. So cars are a very handy way of getting small groups of people around, especially on Colebrookdale. Colebrookdale loves cars. Out here, though, not so much. The train's not brilliant, unfortunately. All train wheels haven't been invented yet. But no, that's all for next week. We go on an adventure and we literally go on a road trip to save Mr. Penfold's daughter. And, well, if whatever
Bin's arm.
Yeah, /Bin's arm / whatever the heck.
Yeah, it would be nice if we can reclaim that.
Look, all I'll say to contextualize it a bit for the lovely viewers.
Yeah, I mean it's like he's lost his arm.
Bin's arm is his arcane focus, and he's a sorcerer.
So he's got nothing.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I literally in Bin's little character notes. Oh my god! I realised something. I'm sorry. So I wrote all of your taglines before this happened. So all of you have a tagline. I've shown you them in Discord. I will say what I put for Bin. I guess you could say I'm in a bit of an armless situation. And it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
I love my puns, but sometimes I'm like, oh god, these are portents as well. If my puns become portents, we're in trouble. I am going to let everyone sign off, do the pluggy plugs, because I know someone here definitely does, and then we'll wrap up. I will go clockwise again, so it's Josh.
It's me. Hi, I'm Josh. Find me on Twitter at JoshyLonglegs if you like this kind of bullshit. I also have a podcast, Dice and a Slice, which you can find at the podcatcher of your choice, or you can just follow it on Twitter as well. That's at DICENASLICE. Dice and Slice is actually on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but we're coming back in February with some brand new episodes. It's really good fun. I'm the DM for that one, so you don't have to worry necessarily about me doing chaotic shit. What else? I don't think I've got much else to promote. Oh, I make games as well. I make little TTRPG games. They're fun and very low cost, and also just low effort for me. That's me. Find me on Twitter. I don't know. My hair's new. Do you like it?
I was actually really shocked about the hair reveal, to be fair. After Session 0, I was half expecting to come back with the ponytail, and then like 22 hours before we start, it's all gone. Like,
Well, it's because I bleached it until it was dead. And then went to a barber's and was like, how much of this can you remove without it, safely? And he was like, well, I'm going to have to take this much. I was like, cool. My hair's not been this short in about 4.5 years.
I was going to say,
if not longer.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. I feel very young.
You are, but
I know.
Sure.
I know, but I feel like youthful young. Not just age young.
Well, actually young, rather than like world weary, but technically young.
Yeah. Born at the age of 40 young, yeah.
Oh, in that case, then we'll swing on down to Mike.
Yes, I am on Twitter. If you can track down my username, you can find me now. It's at lumberjack_K8. I will pop in the chat. It will generally be a mixture of political rantings, plugging my day job, which is writing about NFL for people who have an interest in large American men hitting each other, and sharing kind of comedy things that friends and come up with. So yeah, if you like comedy and or politics and or American sports, check me out.
Awesome.
And I'm on Twitter as @AJ_Dean. I also do a bit of political stuff, but I tend to try to avoid it. A fair bit of Lego, all sort of geekery. Happy Lego Day, everybody, by the way.
Day.
Happy Lego Day. And yeah, just generally silly things that I come across. So I try to keep it lighthearted because, you know, otherwise it's bad for my blood pressure.
I will round up with my own quick one quickly. Yes, I've been Hedgehog. I've been the DM for this wonderful adventure. I'm on Twitter at HedgehogUK. I am now fully here. This is my new life. The only other thing I have to plug is that on Mondays I am part of Manapot Studios Space Flicks and Kill, which is a Starfinder campaign, which is a load of fun. I get to play around with lasers. And I get to play a mechanic who has just discovered he has magical powers. As he's grown up his whole life hating magic, and now realizes he has it himself.
To become that with which you hate.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. And I get to play with some truly amazing people who, to be honest, are massive inspirations. And that leads me to the final part. This has been for those of you that have followed me, who know me, will realise that the Miss Adventurers League is the culmination of months, and I mean months, of work and surveys and applications and getting people in and interviewing them and writing and putting it all together. And there was a real fear the whole time that the second I would launch this, it would either disintegrate in front of me or no one would turn up. And I'm lucky. I have some amazing friends. I have the amazing people. Yes, you. So I'm going to do a bunch of shout outs. They're probably already. I don't know if they're here or not. I can't see the chat. I've got too many windows open. But first one goes to the crew at Some Other Heroes. Specifically, Chris and Wayne.
Who are both here.
Well, they're both here. Oh,
Yep.
okay. You two have been amazing. Some of the heroes was, I will be blunt, was the inspiration for bringing Tales of the Third Spire back. There are some characters along the way that do draw some influence. And without like sitting down and watching you guys consistently every Sunday, I wouldn't have said, you know what, screw it, let's actually remake a campaign myself. On top of that, there's a crew at Horde of Tales. They do an amazing job. They have a game on Tuesdays. Some of the heroes do Sundays. Not this Sunday. I have to find something to do this Sunday. Probably download this. But yeah, the Horde of Tales crew has also been amazing. Marcus is a very inspirational DM who has a real clever way of weaving his words. I wish I could do that. I'm getting there, but I'm not at that level yet. One day. And then, speaking of Manapop, there is one of their lead producers, Krifu Bernal, who
was here but isn't now.
Was here, was now, yeah. I'm glad he jumped in. He kicked all this off by basically saying, hey, come join some APs, come be a player, come join some groups, and started the whole networking process. This, as an entity, well, Tales of Third Spire will continue every Saturday. This channel is going to grow. It is going to grow into multiple shows. We already have one coming on Thursdays. That's kicking off in March. We have a Fallout D20 game for 10 sessions, exploring the world of Appalachia. So good old Fallout 76, because screw everyone actually like that game. We're doing that. We are going to host more Thursday 10-session games in the future. And I'm also hoping to maybe get some other people who want to DM games on other nights. This really was kind of a passion project to give more people in the UK and the EU a chance to play games on a big TV screen. Because we're not like the Americans. We have our fixed groups, and we don't tend to dribble around as much as the Americans. They're constantly rotating. I always thought maybe that's because there's not enough space, so let's just make some more space. I'm going to stop because I am decompressing very heavily right now, and I'm going to let you all go. Have a good night. We'll be here next Saturday, 3 p.m, where we're going to give chase in a car.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for. So for me, from everyone here, good night or good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
night, everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Take care.